Hi, and welcome back to another episode. Today we're going to be talking about some family law. Specifically, we're talking about some divorce law. So we've received a question recently, and it was, do I get paid a part of my spouse's retirement if we get divorced? And the answer is, it depends. You probably do. I would most often say yes, you do. It really depends on a number of factors, though. Number one, does your spouse have a retirement plan? And has that plan increased during the length of your marriage? If you were married for a very short period of time, a year or 2 years, it's very possible that you're going to get a very small amount of retirement depending on what was contributed or what the value increase was of that retirement plan while you were married. So in Utah, we follow a case that's called the Woodward case or the Woodword Formula. This is a 1982 Utah Supreme Court case wherein the court determined how to value retirement plans in divorce cases in order to divide them up. So essentially, the longer you've been married and the more increase there has been in that retirement account, the more likely you are to get a larger part and possibly even half of that account. So I put a couple examples here in the slide that you're looking at. One is, of course, if you've been married for 10 years and the account just started at the time you got married. So there was no value in the account when you got married. You were married for 10 years. And now let's say it's worth $100,000. You'd be entitled to receive half of that account, $50,000. Nice and simple. You get half because there was no value when you started, and you are entitled to then half of the increase of the value of the account. Okay? Another example I put down here is if you were married for 20 years, but let's say your spouse had started that account before you were married and increased and had a good 10 years of increase there in that account. If that happened, then you're only entitled to the increase of the retirement account. You're only entitled to half of that for the period of time that you were married. So let's say, for example purposes, for that first 10 years, it was worth it grew in value, that retirement account, to $100,000. Then you got married. So on the date you got married, it was worth $100,000, and then you were married for 20 years, and it increased to $300,000. Okay, so the increase was $200,000. That means you are entitled to half of the increase, meaning half of $200,000 or $100,000 in that example. It's a pretty straightforward formula, and essentially, if you can remember that you're entitled to get half of whatever the increase of the value of the account was for the length of the marriage, I think you've got it. So you probably are entitled to half of your spouse's retirement increase if there was a retirement account and you guys didn't take it out and spend it on something or do something like that. Anyway, if you have other questions about divorce, child custody, adoption, any type of family law, give our office a call, 801-676-7308. Again, 801-676-7308. We look forward to helping you with your family law case. Thanks for watching.